The Geographic Information Network of Alaska, or GINA, is part of the Geophysical Institute at the University of Alaska Fairbanks campus. One of GINA's critical missions is to provide near real-time operational satellite products and services to the Alaska weather forecasting community. GINA services also include geospatial analysis for the university and the state of Alaska that support education, research, and operations for public benefit. Alaska is a wild and beautiful state, but because of its size, remoteness, and rugged terrain, people are vulnerable to many natural hazards that are difficult to monitor. For example, Alaska has over 40 active volcanoes that make up 80% of all active volcanoes in the United States. Wildland fires burn millions of Alaska's forested acres during the summer. In 2015, over 5 million acres were burned, which was more than the rest of the western U.S. Frozen rivers can rapidly break up in spring with dangerous ice jams causing sudden devastating floods to vulnerable communities. Sea ice is constantly on the move, threatening everything from commercial freight and fishing fleets to native walrus hunters. Aviation hazards like fog, turbulence, icing, and volcanic ash interrupt critical links to remote communities that are only accessible by air. To assist federal, state, and local agencies in monitoring these hazards, GINA quickly creates products direct from the satellite so that Alaskans have enough time to take precautions. Alaska is a vast land. It is the largest state in the U.S., around 1/5 the size of the contiguous U.S., with more coastline than all other states combined. It has many of the highest peaks in the United States, including Denali, the highest in North America. Glaciers cover almost 5% of the state. Although Alaska is large, observations are scarce. Compare these two images showing the scarcity of temperature observations in Alaska versus the contiguous U.S. Radar coverage is also much more limited than the rest of the country. Polar satellite data helps fill these observation gaps. Polar satellites download recorded data from the entire pass at downlink sites near each pole. However, direct broadcast capability allows sites to download when the satellite is passing overhead. GINA operates 2 direct broadcast downlink antennas, one on the University of Alaska campus and another at the NOAA's National Environmental Satellite Data Information Service facility outside of Fairbanks, Alaska. GINA receives data from many satellites and sensors, including the JPSS NOAA 20 and SNPP VIIRS. Downloaded raw data is quickly processed by GINA into products using open-source software. This near real-time delivery is critical to federal, state, and local agencies responsible for warnings in Alaska, where transportation and commerce is highly sensitive to weather hazards that can be mitigated with early notice. Many products are sent to the National Weather Service offices in Fairbanks, Anchorage, and Juneau. GIS products are also available to users such as the Alaska Volcano Observatory, Alaska Fire Service, and the Alaska Sea Ice Program. GINA's satellite products are used by Alaska Fire Service to monitor the size and intensity of wildland fires as well as areas affected by heavy smoke, a serious health hazard. Alaska Pacific River Forecast Center to monitor ice jams and river flooding, especially during spring rainfall and ice breakup. Alaska Sea Ice Program to map changes to the ice shelf, which guides fishing, freight, and transportation activities, as well as search and rescue operations conducted by the Coast Guard. Alaska Volcano Observatory and the Alaska Aviation Weather Unit to monitor volcanic eruptions and issue hazard warnings. National Weather Service to watch for critical aviation hazards such as fog, icing, turbulence, ash, and extreme cold air aloft that can cause fuel to freeze. These are just a few examples of the enormous volume of satellite data that GINA produces to help Alaskans avoid life-threatening natural hazards while making transportation and commerce safer. As a recognized leader in quality data delivery, remote sensing, and geospatial products, our goal is to be a valued partner in solving Alaskan problems and meeting operational needs. For more information on GINA and our products, please contact us via email at satellite@gina.alaska.edu.